I recall L.A. Lewis came to fame as a graffiti artist. He was just writing his name all over. And that's how I recall having heard the name L.A. Lewis and the popularity of L.A. Lewis. I've searched over and over many times. I've gone on YouTube and I'm trying to find at least a little jingle or some form of songs or some recording that has been done by L.A. Lewis in order to qualify him or for him to be considered a recording artist. Now, not taking anything away from L.A. Lewis. Now, why I chose to speak about this tonight, I read an article where Mr. Lex, right, actually been saying that L.A. Lewis should never be called or should not go around and say that he is a recording artist. So, a question therefore, is he really a recording artist or is he just an entertainer? Now, if we look at the definition of just layman terms, an entertainer could be considered to be someone who entertains. Is L.A. Lewis entertaining or is he really a recording artist? What I know from my perspective, L.A. Lewis is a person who likes to steal the spotlight. He wants to be seen up front at all times. It doesn't matter what the event is or what the circumstance. He is a person who likes to be in the forefront. And he will do anything to steal the spotlight. Now, Mr. Lex referred to him as a person who is very delusional in his thought process. Now, L.A. Lewis branded himself as the Maroon Chief, Maroon Empire. He goes saying that he is the grandson of Queen Elizabeth. And at times, I don't really follow L.A. Lewis, but the truth is, he's always surfacing on my Facebook page, and I always listen to what he has to say. Yes, some of the things that he say may be very grandiose, may be very delusional, but then again, let us look at the context. Let us look at the context in the sense, he really saying these things in order to be in the spotlight. Because we can't just get up and say someone is delusional. I often say, just imagine when the Wright brothers get up one morning and said, you know, we're going to build aeroplane, we're going to build something that I'm pretty sure everybody were laughing at them. People are even thinking that you must be friggin' delusional. You're out of this world. So L.A. Lewis, is he really delusional or is he saying these things because he wants to be in the spotlight? I remember at one point when he has this court case and the judge ordered that he was to go through some psychiatric evaluation. That I heard nothing more about. But I'm pretty sure, I'm almost sure that he went back to trial. If I'm wrong, guys, you can certainly correct me. But I've never heard anything of the report whether or not the psychiatrist had deemed him to be of an unsound mind or to have some mental health disorder. But what I know for sure that L.A. Lewis certainly likes to be in the spotlight. Is he really delusional? Or is he trying to steal the show. Now, is he entertaining? For sure. When I watch his video, guys, I laugh many a times. I am being entertained. And in this clip, I'm going to be showing you two videos, two contrasting videos. One, whereas L.A. Lewis is bragging, and that one to me, I've listened to it, and it pretty much, I was being entertained, right? Whether it being grandiose or whether it's being delusional, I am being entertained. Now, in contrast, the other video that I'm going to show is one in which L.A. Lewis is actually defending or calling for justice. Here is it that we are seeing L.A. Lewis playing multiple persona. Now, though he might be considered by some as being delusional, is L.A. Lewis also advocating for the rights of Jamaican people? We have seen the individual, I believe it was some workers who were protesting, and L.A. Lewis also became a part of that demonstration in which he is advocating for justice, in which he is seeking to uplift the rights or the plights of these demonstrators. I have also seen in the video whereas he's also calling for justice in terms of the young lady that was being killed. The body is not yet being found, but he's also a strong advocate. I have watched video with L.A. Lewis in other circumstances whereas he find himself, when things happen, he present himself in person. He is also providing a form of comfort to the grieving person. I've seen many videos like that for that L.A. Lewis had actually done. I recall too with the killing of the young lady in Clarendon at the funeral. I've seen that he was being removed from the front, so rightly so, we can see, guys. I am not always in favor of some of the things that L.A. Lewis does. I tend to, at times I become very skeptical. I might think he is too much, because there's no way I would have gone to a funeral and put myself in the front, because I'll be considering that this is the front is being left for family members as well as other delegates or celebrities or whatever name you want to give them, guests that will be at the front. But L.A. Lewis considers himself to be an extended family or an extension to the family. He could have seen himself as a special guest, given that he was always there and he was up front with the family throughout all of this. Now, Mr. Lex said he should never be called artist. He said that all of these guys are going around, L.A. Lewis going around and give entertainers bad name. Now, people, look how hypocritical this is. I have seen many persons who police consider to be violence producer, being notorious, being on the wanted list, and these people are known criminal under this disguise that they are recording artists. I have not seen Mr. Lex. I have not seen anybody from the music industry. I'm not seeing where they came out against this and speak out against these persons who are criminals under the disguise that they are recording artists and they are producers. Pretty much hypocritical. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story. I recall once being in Sav. There is a man, I would say, of unsound mind, mentally challenged. Pretty popular guy in Sav that is referred to as Green. We call him Green. And one day Green said to me, he said, Teach, I smoke ganja. So just listening to him, I want to see where he's going with this discussion. He said, I smoke ganja. And then say me a madman. And then say ganja madman. Then he said to me, Teach, that mean me double mad to bumbo clot. So just listening to his analysis, or we analyze the situation of the impact of marijuana, and he himself is being considered to be of unsound mind. Now, we could have said in that it's pretty coherent, his thought process might be pretty much logical, right? So back to L.A. Lewis, it is not all the time that I agree with him, but in many cases, he may not be 100% correct in his information, but sometimes if you listen to what he's saying, it makes a lot of sense. He's not always correct. And there are times also when he may divert, or the information that he has gathered may not be 100%, but for sure, right, he have gotten some information and his interpretation may be different from us. But rather than to condemn him, and the way the article was by Mr. Lex, it was certainly putting L.A. Lewis down. I know, guys, he's pretty much a guy that is very enough. As I said, he likes to be in the spotlight. But is he always delusional? Because he said that he's the grandson of the Queen, because he said that he is the Maroon Emperor or the Maroon Chief, does that make him delusional? It may sound delusional for sure, the thinking, but remember now, this is a guy who is seeking rather to entertain. So whatever, to me, we can look at it. This is the same way comedians go about doing their stuff. So for L.A. Lewis, he knows that if he said these things, right, if he's saying these things, for sure, they will put him in the spotlight. But every single time I watch a video with L.A. Lewis, I can't help but laugh. I'm always laughing at some of the videos, right? But guys, it is not always that he's thinking. He's a very strong advocate for the people, right? Whether we see it or not, he is, not because he has not gone to university, not because he's not Dr. L.A. Lewis, or probably, I don't know, he could have his doctoral degree, who knows? But sometimes his argument, though, makes sense, right? And what do you think, guys? I honestly believe, as I said, I try to find music, try to find anything that would make him a recording artist. I haven't found anything. But for sure, in terms of the videos that I watch, I'm able to laugh, and I'm pretty much, he's so entertaining, right? And when he speak with such conviction, right? Whether he has done his research or not. And guys, if we have more persons or more people like L.A. Lewis, right? He stand for justice. He sought to speak about the plight of the people, especially the poor, right? We may not like the manner in which he goes about doing his thing. Sometimes he oversteps his bound as well. Sometimes he's pretty much not within himself, but he's pretty much assertive, and the way he's trying to assert himself may not be what it should be, right? But at the end of the day, guys, is he really delusional? Is L.A. Lewis a recording artist, or is he more of an entertainer. Again, I'm going to show, you may watch the clips. As I said, I will insert two contrasting clips. One in which he's bragging about money and whatever. Sound a bit, you know, his terminology that is used and all of that. But the other one, you see where he takes on a different character. One in which he's seeking justice.
People, no justice, no peace. Justice we need to serve. We need to fix back the system. The system was created good, but because of low payment of the nation, low payment of the system, it got it corrupt. So when you're not paying the police, you're not paying the hard-working 95 people them good, you're not paying the press and the media, you're not paying even the politicians them good, there will be corruption. And not under the Maroon government. That can't be. So people, for the Maroon government, it don't make sense. We need McDonald. We shall have. Oh, so some boy, so we say rich madness. Or some boy did it. We say rich madness. Full black boss now, people. Look at dirty thinking boy run off him out. Hey, look at dirty thinking boy, full black boss. You're not bad like my shoes lace. You're not bad like my fingernail. You understand? You have a rich madness. And my style you use. Remember tell us something, youth. Me go adjust you once and for all. You're not rich like Gaza. You're not rich like L.A. Lewis. You're not rich like the Chilean you record young boss, L.A. Lewis. Youth, let me tell you this. You're in a Gaza league. You're in a Gaza league. You're look thinking gully friend them is not and does not in Gaza league. People, let me tell you this. Big up Vibes Cartel. Overlord. Yes, sir. L.A. Lewis the young boss until Cartel come back. Yes, sir. Until then, no boy, no give me a chat through there. You understand? Look up punk. So let me tell you this. We just a boom now people and take over cassava piece. It still can't get you in head. Yes, sir. Me tell you said, you look how eat that friend them a baby, them could hold cassava piece. People less than 2 days will take about talk about cassava piece and until they burn him. No. Renita Adams come check me now several times. So big up Renita Adams called over, the big man himself. Yes, and he must say, L.A. Lewis empowered police and L.A. Lewis use police to take over cassava piece. No, people. L.A. Lewis is the future prime minister. I am the future prime minister. You understand? So, me tell you, so after doing 2 couple grabby and take over dancehall business fully and upgrade the reggae music and take it to a higher level, the real way out trust there and bring up Bob Marley, good again name grave 10 times there, I got on prime minister. But, and that is not far from now. That is not far-fetched. Yeah? See that youth, I disagree before again. See that youth, solid diamond around my neck. Yes, and big up Jigga. Can you know say Jigga giving this as a present? Yes, and people, see that solid diamond. This now in vex mouth, in gold chain. I take him gold chain, them can't come off it. See that people, hold on there. See that, you might talk about me wear man things. No, I took a chain to show you say you never have no manners. Can you come and chill in your record head office and come kick the door? And I say, who does that? Because if me allow you to kick the door full black boss, that means when I turn MP boy and I turn prime minister, the opposition leader, they will feel like they can come do the same thing because they must say, look, not a full black boss kicking door.
So guys, it may not be our cup of tea, so to speak, but I'm pretty sure, though delusional we may think, at times his thought process is very logical. It makes sense, right? So, Mr. Lex, just before I go as well, I remember reading the comments and there was one guy who said that L.A. Lewis has a lot of people behind him. In other words, he's simply saying that it's the lowest strata of our society that follows and listens to L.A. Lewis. Sir, not so. I listen to L.A. Lewis. There are other persons who are quite educated who are listening to L.A. Lewis. It is not always that we should be quick to condemn. It is, guys, let us learn to build our people. He who has a voice, as I said, we may not be in agreement with the way he go about doing this stuff, right? But I found L.A. Lewis to be pretty entertaining. At times I laugh. He likes to put himself in the spotlight. He knows that he might be thrown out, but he just doesn't care. Once he gets his message out, that is L.A. Lewis. So guys, hope you find my video interesting. Again, just as I said, I came across the article and I read it, and this is my views. I don't think he's a recording artist, as I said, but I found him to be very entertaining, right? So let us not kill him, let us not condemn him, but listen to something that he has to say. There's a good side of him as well, and there's always the bad. So again, guys, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and a friend tell a friend, and a friend tell a next friend, right? I'm new in the business, fairly new channel. Very few people subscribe so far. But I know people, you may watch my videos, some of you may not have a YouTube account. It's pretty simple to make a YouTube account and subscribe. And one of the benefits of having a channel YouTube is that there are certain content that you may not have access to the content unless you actually have an account with YouTube. So it's pretty beneficial. Just take a few minutes. If you watch my video, don't have a channel, takes a few minutes and develop your YouTube channel. Again, guys, I'm out. Gonna get some water, drink my water, and mind my own business. Again, L.A. Lewis. Is he an entertainer or is he a recording artist?